Hi, this is Katie, and thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast. And today I wanted to talk about giving and receiving compliments. So I know this was something I had to learn over time, and it's really interesting dynamics when you are looking at what happens first when you are offered a compliment. I stumbled across a video from Bruce Lambert, who's a doctor, and I'll have this linked below. And I found this really interesting, and he based this off of some research done by Anita Pomerantz, I believe her name is, from the University of Albany, which he also quotes. And it was talking about this agreement. So when you are offered a compliment of, oh, wow, you look great today. And in that moment, there is this push and pull, this tug in either direction of, when someone says that to you, they're inviting you to agree with them that you look nice today. And oftentimes, depending on our experiences growing up and our trauma and anything that could be in direct opposition of agreeing with that. So say that you weren't often told that you look nice or that you did wonderful things for people, or that it was common in your household to hear the opposite, that people were belittling you or, using any kind of derogatory language towards you. And so you never heard those words of affirmations of saying, you're wonderful. Look what you're doing. Look at how you look today. So, and also, even gender-wise, whether, however you identify, many times in society, you're, not told, but like ingrained in you that you should self-deprecate. So say, oh no, that's not true. Not about me. That couldn't be me. Or that it's seen as like thinking too much of yourself or being conceited in some way to accept that. So you just want to deflect everything. So thinking about those dynamics of when you are receiving, and the most common thing that I hear from a lot of people, even when I'm trying to give them compliments, is like, oh, no, that couldn't be me. Or I barely, got ready this morning, but yet you did put a lot of effort into getting ready and you do feel good about yourself. And so there tends to be like, you want to downgrade the praise, so it's not as important and it kind of takes the focus off of you. You can disagree with the compliment. You can say, hey, this isn't correct at all. Provide information that counterbalances, that counters, what they're saying. It's like, oh, well, you look really nice today. And you're like, oh, well, this is just something I've had for so long that this is just kind of a worn out shirt. Like that is directly opposing what they're saying. You can also like deflect a bit by saying, oh, that's, not even accepting it. Like you're not actually going through that agreement of accepting it. But you immediately reflect it back on them. It's like, oh, no, you're the one who looks great today. So you're not really accepting that compliment at all. You're immediately turning it around and like bouncing. It's like a mirror, it bounces right off of you. And even when we are returning a compliment, so maybe it's not a direct bouncing back, but maybe you are saying like, yeah, you too. There is a little bit in there of not fully accepting that compliment, right? You're saying, Like the person says, you're looking good. And you say, great, so are you. Are you deflecting a little bit? Is there something there that you're not fully accepting it? So I'm trying to remember when I started thinking differently about compliments. I actually can't pinpoint it, but I do remember a before and after. And I want to say it was kind of sometime in my 30s. I'm 44 now. So I remember reaching this point, and I really wish if I come across like some kind of book or material or something that I read that finally clicked for me, I will share it in the notes. But I remember going from always deflecting or saying, oh, that's not true or whatever, to just saying thank you. Like, really, that's all you have to say. And at first, when I would say thank you, I wouldn't believe it. I would just be like, thank you. That and kind of nervous and keep going. But the more I just practiced saying thank you, I started to feel it a little deeper. I started to feel, and it was part of my healing journey, right? It's also about seeing yourself and recognizing within yourself that you do have innate beauty of just existing. And I think that's really what I was feeling, was like someone else was noticing that. And it can be like there's a spotlight on you, or be slightly embarrassed, or especially in front of other people, you can get, your face gets hot or something and turns red. But to say, well, thank you. Then I started thinking, well, yeah, thank you for that compliment of noticing that I did something really well and helpful for other people, that my presence was really important in that circle, wherever I was at the time, that I did have an influence on people, and seeing that I did make a difference when I showed up and when I helped. And I wasn't searching or fishing for compliments. I was just being me. And I knew that was just part of me healing my trauma. I know a lot of times in my life, I would see grown-ups or hear grown-ups really getting down on themselves. Like, oh yeah, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. And it's repetitive and it's over and over, and that gets ingrained in you. Hearing other grown-ups say that, you think it's typical. You think that's how the world works. That's how I should talk about compliments, or how I should see myself. Is that, no, I'm not as great as everyone else. No, I can't do awesome things, or no, I'm not capable, or no, I just am not. Innately, I am not. And that weighs really heavily. And that's what I was healing. That's what I come around to and go, no, that's not true. That's not true. What is true is that I am a beautiful human being. So it takes time, but like one of the first steps is just saying thank you, even if you don't feel it. Like that's just one of the first steps. And then noticing what particular compliments are more triggering, more inviting you to understand. Maybe it's more physical compliments. Maybe it's compliments on working hard at your job. Maybe it's being a good friend. So there's all the different kinds of compliments people can give each other. So what is it in particular that maybe you heard growing up that is coming to mind when you're having trouble accepting a compliment? On the flip side of all of this, and what's not covered in the article, because I'm kind of expanding on the article that I read, is that how can we give compliments to other people? And so for me, a lot of the learning I've had in the last year or so is how you can compliment people is not exactly on their looks all the time. Like you can say, wow, you just look beautiful today. But I'm not complimenting like, oh, those pair of shoes, because that can be achieved through just spending money or not. I mean, we can say like, oh, wow, your outfit looks amazing as you put it together, but that outfit could cost $1 at the thrift store or $10,000 at the highest end boutique. It's how they put that together that, whether it looks like really relaxing, whether it looks colorful, whether it looks like really neutral or just very them, we can compliment them on how they put that together today. I would say that that is separate than just asking somebody, oh, hey, where did you get that? Like that's something else that we do. And, that's for another topic. But what I'm talking about is, what are you actually complimenting them on? And if it's how they look, it can be just the techniques they use to care for themselves, how they dress and express themselves. Maybe it's hair color and it's just bright and vibrant and it just brings people joy. So focusing on what joy are they exuding or what calm are they exuding and just being themselves. Other things you can compliment people on are like how helpful they were, how they may have really affected your day-to-day. Maybe it's something that they said and their words are just ringing in your ears every time that kind of repeats in your life. And you can say like, you know what you said the other day, it just really changed me. I just want to say thank you so much for saying that. That was amazing to say. And then they can say, thank you. You can compliment them on like working on a project together and how much, you worked together on something, or how hard they worked to bring something to creation. It could be a physical object if they're an artist in some kind of way. It could be like just balancing the checkbook or doing accounting or something like that bring you such relief. I think we know when someone's like good at their job and it makes you feel so good that you have that support and that they're doing that for you. I think that's really amazing. And it's something to really say, you know what? And in this instance, I really like to name what was really helpful. If we've kind of already had a discussion about like, oh, wow, this is really helping me. And then at the very end, you're leaving and you just look at them and say, thank you. It doesn't have to be like one particular thing, right? You don't have to like rehash it all and say, yeah, thank you for this, this, and this, and give a bulleted list. It's more like, I just want to directly look into your eyes and say, thank you for being here. And they can say, you're welcome. So, and so I'm probably missing out on a lot of things. There's all these times in your life where maybe you're, you need more support health-wise, you need more support in any kind of way, and a person can be there for you, and you can really compliment them back about how that experience of support was for you, so they can see that within themselves. And that's the key thing about compliments, is that it can be that the other person or ourselves, we aren't seeing that. And we need that reminder. So when I see a compliment about something, I'm just like, oh yeah, that is something that is innately in me. And it allows me to know me better. And so give compliments, accept compliments. And I think it's just a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, thank you. for being here. All my lovely friends, I want to thank you. You guys are so awesome. Until next time, thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast.